Hi, everyone. My name is Lee Willis, and I'm with Loan Depot, and I have my good friend Anas Afti here, who is also at Loan Depot. And we are going to give you some mortgage madness.
There are times in the mortgage process things don't go our way. Our goal here is for you to learn with us from it.
And the truth is, you might not learn a thing, but you might get a chuckle out of this.
Sometimes we have to perform CPR on some loans, and sometimes we're not able to save them.
But overall, we hope you learned something from this and at least get a good laugh. This week, we are going to talk about the most awkward question on the application.
So the question is, are you obligated to pay alimony, child support, or separate maintenance?
So, I have a great story about that question. Please click the link below and you get to hear my story.
So there's always a question that is always awkward asking. It goes, are you obligated to pay child support, alimony, or separate maintenance? And I think Lee has a story about that. Tell us more about it.
So, this was really early in my mortgage career. So, I must have been in the mortgage industry about 3 4 years. And one of the things that my mentor always told me was you have to ask every question verbatim and not skip any of your questions. And this question, I was young, so it was kind of like this is a little weird, but I'm going to ask anyways. So I always did it. So I had a young couple come into my office one day, and we're going through the application and income, and this is near the end, so it's one of the last questions that you get at the end. And so I asked a question. I said, are you guys obligated to pay any child support, alimony, or separate maintenance? And she looks at me, very nice lady, and she says, can I have a minute with my husband? And I was like, ugh. So I walk out of the room and close the door behind me. And I kind of walk a little bit down the hall. And you can hear voices starting to escalate. And there's this lady is just absolutely destroying him. Like, no doubt. About 10 minutes goes on, and she's the only one talking. I mean, he's not saying a word. She comes out of the room. I'm like in the waiting room. And she comes up and she's like, and I'm like, huh? So I get back into the office. She turns on the smiley face again. He's like kind of cowering, like head down, so on and so forth. And so I said, okay, I kind of need to answer this question. So she looks at him and says, go ahead, tell him. And he says, well, I was younger and my ex-girlfriend has a child, and I pay child support every month of X. And surprisingly, like, everything was fine. Loan went through. We got it done, which is great. Everything was great. We got the loan done, and obviously they had to work out some differences, but it was overall a good experience. Well, I don't know if it was a good experience for him, but there's a lesson to be learned here.
The lesson to be learned here is that you have to be truthful when you take a mortgage application. In this case, the wife found out during the application, but unfortunately, many people do not disclose this and show up during the mortgage application, and a lot of transactions fall because of that, and a lot of marriage too. So if you're truthful from the start, your process will be very smooth.
And there's actually a second lesson, and this one's for the loan officer.
The lesson for us loan officers is very simple. Take an accurate application, which means ask all the questions that you have in that 1003. It will save you a lot of trouble.
I hope you guys got something about this out of this, but what I would love for you guys to do is make a comment. If you guys have any questions about the mortgage process, please give us a call. If you are a loan officer that has a story of your own, you can either come join us and tell us the story, or you can just DM me and I'll get the story from you and tell it on this. Like I said, this is all for our benefit of getting a few laughs and learning about the mortgage process. Thank you.
Bye.